Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Now, I very rarely summon Zoomer mannerisms, but sometimes these Zoomers, they just have the perfect saying. Today's Zoomer word, bruh. Just that, just bruh. Bruh, bruh, bruh. Once again, what the hell am I even watching? What is wrong with this guy? This is how you know that he is shot. This is how you know that he simply can't help himself. He's just a weird old man. What on earth is Joe Biden doing? One of the biggest public imaging issues that this guy has is his weird, uncontrollable urge to sniff children. Here we go, he does it again. What a freak. He simply can't help himself, knowing that it's a bad thing, it's a bad look, knowing that it's going to be clipped up and shipped all over the internet. He does it again. I swear I can't stand this guy. Let's get into Joe's most recent viral clip, or clips. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so here's Joe Biden, I believe in Finland, if I'm not mistaken, and just take a look.
I'm just gonna let it play out. Hang on. Oh God. I don't know what that was. We're gonna play it again though.
What kind of behavior is this? It's just weird. You know, the kissing of a baby is one thing. The holding of a baby for a photo, not a big deal. Every president does it. Donald Trump did it all the time. The stuff that Joe Biden does, I don't understand how anyone can defend it. This is weird. You know, if it's your own grandchild, maybe it's a little bit of a different story, but this? Just a random baby in a woman's arms? What are you doing? And especially if you were aware of all the video compilations of you engaging in very weird behavior, you would expect that Joe Biden would know not to do this stuff. But of course he doesn't, because he can't seem to remember or process relevant information in real time. He just kind of acts, he just kind of does. Look at this. What is that? And of course, the leftist argument is going to be, well, Joe's a grandfather. It's just kooky Uncle Joe. He's such a loving guy. And I'd give that to them if there wasn't such a documented history of extremely weird and inappropriate behavior. And even beyond that, the SA allegations from someone very credible like Tara Reid, for instance. Or I'm going to go there, even his daughter's journal and the alleged behavior there. Yeah, sorry, but Joe Biden doesn't get a freaking pass on this. He doesn't get a pass on any of it. Oh, and how could I forget, what was it, a couple weeks ago, Joe Biden tried copping a feel on Eva Longoria.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
This guy obviously doesn't get a pass. He deserves nothing, and certainly no benefit of the doubt. But of course, the media does nothing but grant Joe Biden the benefit of the doubt constantly, especially on his clear cognitive decline. Yesterday, we heard MSNBC's Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski make the argument that Joe Biden's old age isn't the problem. Actually, it's his staff, who doesn't work hard enough to keep him out of trouble or keep him from tripping on sandbags. Kinda hard, when you've probably been telling the guy for the last 3 years, hey Joe, don't sniff children, and then, well, this. Well, now less copium from MSNBC. Now Joe Scarborough is just saying the president is very sharp.
No, I just always told people that the president's very sharp. If you say something or write something, there have been times he's called and he's refuted it very sharply. I've talked to foreign leaders that have had conversations with him that said that he was on top of every issue, and to the degree that they were actually some NATO leaders have told me they were very surprised, the contrast between the image in the public and the Joe Biden behind closed doors, because he is so sharp and he's on top of everything.
Yeah, very sharp. A real sharp guy. You definitely don't want to be Joe's enemy. Oh, he's really gonna take you down with his quick wits. Yeah, Sleepy Joe's gonna take you down. You definitely don't want to be his enemy. Speaking of enemies, it seems like Joe Biden only has one enemy: staircases. Here he is, once again, almost tripping up the stairs, boarding Air Force One. You notice how he doesn't take the longer staircase which goes to the upper level of the plane anymore? Now he enters from the lower level. I wonder why that is. Obviously because they want a smaller and less intimidating staircase, but even with this new accommodation, the guy still almost trips up the stairs. I mean, what is it? MSNBC's Mika Brzezinski? Is that his staff's fault again? Should they build a freaking escalator? Should they put him on one of those chairs that's attached to a ramp that brings disabled people up the staircase in their homes? It's anybody's fault but his own. It's funny how that works. Things that weren't Donald Trump's fault were all Donald Trump's fault. Things that are Joe Biden's fault are never Joe Biden's fault, only if they're good. Inflation's now going down exactly as predicted. I mean, clearly the inflation wasn't going to persist forever, especially not with the demand destruction that we are seeing through the hike in interest rates. But now Joe Biden apparently gets full credit. It's his passage of the Inflation Reduction Bill that secured lower inflation levels, even though it's just a natural economic cycle. Oh, he gets absolute credit, but he gets no blame for starting the inflation crisis with his multi-trillion-dollar reckless spending, even after the crisis was pretty much over, which he still plans on continuing to this day in 2023 and probably in 2024. Give me a frickin' break. I just feel so confident with this guy leading the free world. Unbelievable. This is the guy who's in charge of the most important foreign policy decisions.
Soon NATO will be the 32nd freestanding, have 32 freestanding members standing together to defend our people and our territory.
Isn't that just confidence inspiring? Doesn't it make you feel so good and confident that everything's gonna be all right? You can sense the clear sarcasm in my voice, but the sarcasm, humor in it, is what I use to mask the horror. Haha, everything's fine. Haha, everything's so funny. Haha, it feels like the end of the world sometimes. It's just insane. This guy's leading the Western world right off a cliff. You know, that's worst case scenario. Best case scenario is that we're gonna end up poorer with less freedoms and a more unstable world. No matter which way you look at it, it's hard to be optimistic when the president of the United States is such a freaking goofball, and that's the nice way of saying it. I don't know, it feels like there's no standards anymore. Is it really too much to ask that the president of the United States be able to walk, talk, go upstairs without falling, maybe not fart in front of the royal family, maybe just leave children alone and not be an absolute freaking creep, maybe not get us into World War III? I mean, the list goes on and on. Apparently, those standards are too high, way too much to ask for, and these media lunatics are actively trying to convince us that this guy, well, he's just the best. Absolutely frickin' insane. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. You know that we'd love to have you here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.